Marketing Your Private Practice is a podcast where you'll learn easy to implement tips and strategies to grow your business without spending all day online. I'm your host, Colaiacovo, and I teach practitioners the Thrive marketing method to create simple and streamlined plans by focusing on long-term strategies, not just social media. Discover ways to spend less time on your marketing, attract more clients, and build the financial freedom that comes with a thriving practice. One where you have time left in your day for the people and things that matter to you. Hey, private practice heroes, it's Colaiacovo, and today I want to explain a little more about my 5 minutes max rule when it comes to creating marketing images and how it really can be possible to make this happen with your practice or business. Because honestly, as business owners, the more time you save on marketing, the more time you have to work on other aspects of your practice or your business. Or hey, how about even saving time to get out and live your life, to be with your friends and your family? So if I can help you create your marketing images in less than 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure you would gain some time back in your day that you can use for other things. You deserve to have that balance, and the strategies I'm sharing today can make that balance with your business and your life a reality. My goal here is to help you be as effective as possible, not just with your time, but the activities and especially the marketing activities you're doing for your business. Efficiency and effectiveness will always lead to more clients and more results. But recently, as I've been talking and sharing a little bit more about my 5 minutes max rule, I've had people reaching out asking me how that really is possible. How do I take less than 5 minutes to make a marketing image? So for that reason, I wanted to continue on with my lesson from the last episode about marketing images and help you understand how it is possible and give you some strategies for making that 5 minutes max rule a reality for you and your business too. In episode 59, we did talk about strategies and ways to create those effective marketing images. And in that episode, I shared a bonus tip, which was to use templates because they save time. For that bonus tip, I talked about how templates can help you when you're creating your marketing images, but making that 5 minutes max rule happen when you're creating your images, it's more than just the templates. And that's what we're going to dive into today. Because there are some other items you need in place besides the templates that will help you have not only those effective marketing images, but save a lot of time doing the marketing for your consistent new cycle of marketing content, even for other marketing and business activities too. And I do say it all the time, but I really do believe you should not be spending hours and hours marketing your private practice or your business. But by following this principle, I've always done what I can to have systems in place that help me save time. And saving time creating these images is one of those systems. It really is based on that 5 minutes max rule. But honestly, I'll tell you, I've had so many clients and students come to me saying they've spent hours and hours making these images, and no one has that much time to spare. I've had subcontractors join my team who've taken 20 minutes or more making one image for my clients' marketing. Yeah, I can tell you right now that lasts maybe one cycle of content because I then share with them exactly how they can create these images fast and easy, and they see the light on how the systems I have in place make that all possible. No one, not me, nor my clients, not even you, none of us have the luxury of being able to take 20, 30 minutes or more to make one marketing image to go with your social media posts. And to be clear, I really want to make it crystal clear here. I am talking about images you use in your social media to go with your marketing content. I'm not talking about taking 5 minutes to create a logo or a services brochure or an image you're going to use in a print ad or an online ad even somewhere. Those other kinds of images should be very thoughtfully planned out and will almost always take more time. What we're really focusing on here are those consistent images you create for each cycle of new marketing content that you're putting out there online. Images that you will create on a regular basis to add to that marketing content, to add to the text that you're creating and putting out there. So these images must be helpful, useful, and effective. And that means creating them in a way that makes that possible, but it doesn't mean it has to take a ton of time to do. No way. So that's where we're going to dive in the elements of my 5-step plan to save time creating marketing images for your private practice or your business, for those service based businesses listening in too. So these 5 elements will help you put together a system that helps you as you're creating all of these marketing images that you need. So the first element in there is the one I shared in the bonus tip last week, which is use templates because they save time. So you will need some templates, as I mentioned before. They are an ideal way to save time, and they help you ensure that along with the plans for your content, that you're sitting down and creating images that work for your marketing, images that catch people's attention. So you do want to have some templates for these images that you're going to be creating. That means you might need to invest a little bit of time at the beginning, create some templates. Maybe you go on Etsy or to a couple of my favorite places online. One of them is Creative Market. Another one I like to follow is Lady Strategist. They have all sorts of templates that you can buy, and then you put them in your Canva account and you're all set up to go. I have templates like this in my Canva training course because I know it helps people. Now, inside Canva, there are tons of templates that you can start with and use as well. And those are free with your Canva account. And you will hear me talk about Canva a lot here. And there's a good reason why. Canva offers anyone using it, even if you don't have a design eye, not only all sorts of templates for marketing images, posters, business cards, thank you cards, take your pick. They have templates for everything in there, but they also have the tools that help you make those eye catching images easy as pie. And honestly, they go beyond images too. You can do videos in there, you can do PowerPoint, you can do marketing materials. They really do have a ton of stuff in there. And a lot of what they have, when you're the person wearing the hat of the marketing and creative designer in your business or your practice, having a tool like this is very helpful. The templates, however, are the things that will get you going fast and easy and help you the most, in my opinion, when it comes to marketing your business. They can easily be customized and have your brand color in them. You can add your fonts in there, and then off you go. You have templates that are specific to your business that you can use for your marketing content. And I mentioned earlier, I do have a course I offer on using Canva. It comes with several templates and training on how to customize those templates to use as your own in the marketing. Well, it comes with more than the templates. I have hours of training that goes with it as well, giving you information like background on what you want to put into creating your images, how to use Canva, how to use their dashboard, how to use some of the tools that a lot of people don't even realize are there. But honestly, those templates that they have are the biggest game changer that will help any business or practice owner because templates really do save time. And by the way, that Canva training course is getting some updated lessons and will be available for sale once again in September of 2023. So if you get on the wait list that I have prior to that happening, you'll get a bonus offer when it is available and ready for sale once again. So be sure you get on the wait list. I'll put a link to that in the show notes so that you don't miss it on it. The entire purpose of using templates is to save you time with branded images that help you create your marketing images fast and easy. And they are a crucial piece of this 5-step plan to make sure you're saving time with your marketing. Now, we're going to move into the other 4 elements that will help you put all of this together to save the most amount of time possible. So, element number 2 is you really need to know what kind of images you're going to create for your marketing, including how many you need every time you create them. This is extremely critical to keeping that creation time to under 5 minutes. If you are out there creating random images when you sit down to do your marketing, I can promise you that not only will you spend more time than you need to, but you may be creating too much, you might be creating too little, and you may be creating content in these images that's not useful at all. I run into this often with the marketing assessments I do with folks in my academy program. They're either creating way too many images or not enough to go with their marketing content. And sure, you can skip creating them altogether and just have text content that goes out there online. But as we talked about in episode 59, images help people consume your content. They will get the message deeper and they will often get it faster when they're skimming the content. Text will only get blah and boring over time. So consider that when you're thinking about how many images and what you want to use for images in your marketing. Because when you know what kind of images you want to create to go with your marketing, this will guide you and help you be as efficient as possible. And it will be more important to think about how many images and what kind of images you need to go with that consistent new content that you're creating every week or every month, whatever your cycle of new content is. I've talked about this before, not only in the episodes about how a consistent content plan will help you, but also as part of that plan, you want to know how many images you will need and when and where you'll use them online. Knowing this information helps you plan for the exact amount of images you need, the specific images, the types of images, and sometimes it even helps you come up with the kind of image you need to go with that marketing content. As an example for me in my business, I know that every week we create 5 types of images. And I even name the types because it helps me know what I'm going to put on them and what templates in Canva I'm going to use to create them. So for me, I have 5 different types. I have my quote style images, I have my circle tip images, I have my private practice marketing tip, I have a podcast takeaway image, and then I have a steps image. Each one is a type of template I have in Canva, and each type of image gets used for a specific type of social media marketing content that goes out each week as well. Having these guidelines makes it so much easier to come up with the ideas of what you want on your images. It helps you do it faster because when you plan for those images and you plan them with a purpose, they will do their job better. Part of the time that you also look at when you're creating your marketing images involves saving, storing, and even reusing the images in the future. And that's what the next 2 elements in this 5-step plan are all about. So, element number 3 is to have a Canva filing and storage system. And what I mean by this is to have a system for how you organize your images in Canva. Whenever we do coaching sessions and group calls where members of my Thrive Marketing Academy are sharing files in Canva or screen sharing to show me what they're working on and asking questions about, I often find them searching and searching for a file to show me. And it's just complicated to find them. And I've been in those same shoes too. I am a stickler with my team for keeping things organized in my Canva account because there's so much there. And there are a few hands in the account too. But when you have a lot of images and you have no system for organizing them, even for solo practitioners, people who have businesses that do everything, don't have a team, don't have a VA, don't have an admin, having an organization and system for storing everything in Canva will also help you take less time when you're working with these images. The 5 things I like to make sure are organized in my Canva files are the projects, the folders, the designs, the images, and the videos. Now, to understand their system in Canva and how these 5 organization items in Canva work, here's how they connect, because it makes it a lot easier to understand what you're considering and trying to organize when you understand how they all work together. So the top level in Canva is a project, but within every project, you can have folders, designs, images, and videos. So when you use these and organize them, you want to know exactly what is stored where because it will help you spend less time looking and trying to find the images you made or where you need to go to create the new images. Or maybe even find images later on to reuse at another time. Remember, a big strategy to using systems like this is to save time retrieving things for later use. So, to give you an idea of how to set up a file storage system and be organized in your Canva account, I'll share with you what I do with some of mine. So, for the overarching project name, this is often when I use the top level name or category for a set of images. So, I might have a project called social media or Pepper social media, or I might have Pepper website images, or I even have one folder called family in there. I have folders for my client names because sometimes there are things that I have access to in my Canva that some of my clients don't. And in some cases, we actually use my system for the stuff we do for our clients. Then inside each project, I have subfolders. So for instance, under social media, I have a set of folders by the year, i.e. 2023, 2022, 2021. And under each year folder, I have another folder organized by the type of file. So remember, I said I have 5 types of images we use? Well, in the years that I store these in under my social media folder, under each design, I actually go in and have them named in that way. So you'll find a folder under social media under 2023 that says quote style images, circle tip images, private practice tip images, takeaways, and the steps. So, those 5 different types of images that I have this name for, I also have them organized that same way in Canva. And every year we add a new folder and start creating the images again from some templates to save in those folders. Now, there's some other things I put in the social media folder for each year. So I might have the holiday post for the year. I have social media covers as a folder under social media. So there's lots of other different things. Basically, anything connected to social media goes under that main top level folder. I have another top level one called podcast. And under that, I have the folders by year. And then under each of those, we save the audiogram images. My podcast editors put those together. And sometimes we have guests on when they're doing a free marketing review with me. So we have images that we save for those guests. So under the podcast folder, under the year, I'll have a folder called audiograms. I'll have another folder called guest episodes. So we save everything under there. So those are basically where we talk about projects, the folders, and then the designs. But then there are images and videos that you might have in there too. These are items you typically upload to Canva, and then you may use them in some of your designs. Most of the folks I run into are using the main upload section in Canva to upload anything that they use off their computer they're going to put in Canva to use as a design. Not me. This organization system means all images and videos that I upload go into the image or video folder relevant to the specific project. And then oftentimes, even within the folders, in those subfolders in the projects. So that way, if you're editing a design in a folder and you upload an image to use as part of the design, you'll always find that image within that project and within that folder and then within that design. It's just another way to organize images and videos so that you're not having to go to that main upload area on Canva on the top level dashboard and just have to scroll and scroll and scroll to find these images. If you're uploading your image files that you use in designs to a folder that is very specific, it's a lot easier to use that in the future. And again, this is another way that you're going to save time. And it's how I make this 5 minutes max rule possible. Part of the rule is actually being so organized that everything goes where exactly it needs to be so that you can create these images in a shorter amount of time. And I know this can be really hard to visualize here. It's one of the reasons why a lot of my Canva training course that I have, I do a lot of screen share because I'm right in Canva in the dashboard showing people how to do this, how to organize this. When it comes to organizing and storing things, I also show them how to add things, how to use the different tools in Canva. It's a lot of screen share in the course because it's hard sometimes to visualize this. So definitely if that's something you're thinking about doing and taking is that Canva course, be sure to sign up for that wait list that you'll find in the show notes. The reason you want to take the time to organize your Canva account and the folders like this and the designs and the images is because it will really make things simpler to find and to use to create the images you need in the future. And the fourth element is also about being organized, but more so in the way of naming the files and the images and the designs that you're creating in Canva. So element number 4 is having a Canva file naming convention. And this is more about naming not just the projects and the folders, but also the designs and naming them with names that will help you find things in the future when you need to reuse them. And if you wonder why this future use is so important, I want you to think back to when you've gone into your Canva account looking for an image to find that you want to update and reuse, and you just can't find it. Maybe you've tried searching and you just get nowhere. You cannot find the image you're looking for. Oftentimes, this is when people tell me, if I just made the image from scratch again, I would have saved myself more time. Well, it will be hard to find those kinds of files, those designs, if you don't have a name connected to the design file that can be pulled up in a search of your files and projects in Canva, because they do have a robust search feature. You can search through their templates, their images, or you can search for your own projects, images, and designs. But if you've never named things in a useful way, in a strategic way on the projects, the folders, the designs, then you may end up searching and searching or have to put that image and create it all over again to use it. So much wasted time. When I was describing the folders and files earlier, you could probably see how some of these naming conventions work. I have the main folder, social media, then I have the year, then I have the quote style image, the takeaway image, the steps image. Well, in each of those design files, there's also a place to save a file name with each design. And these can be really helpful too, and they can help you find those images when you need to reuse them. And I tell people create a keyword rich file name for these. And the reason for this is for that reuse in the future. So, as an example, the quote images that I create are named by the episode number and then a keyword rich title. So, let's say the design was for that we were creating was for episode 56 of the podcast, and the content was a tip on repurposing marketing content. So, the title on that specific design that I would use on that particular file would be EP56, meaning episode 56, and then it would say repurpose marketing content. And now the reason I do this is not only to find the image in Canva, but it saves you time when you're downloading the image to your computer as well. I will explain a little more about downloading the images and saving them to your computer in element 5. But here's the thing. The idea is here, put a name on that design image in the moment you create it so you always know what it is. Trust me, when you go in Canva looking for that YouTube thumbnail design you made 6 months ago, because now you've decided you want to do more video and you want a cover image and you wanted to use that template you'd made before, when you search and search and search in Canva for YouTube and cannot find anything, and you spend minutes, way more than you ever should have, scrolling through hundreds of images trying to find it, only to find out that the name was YT thumbnail, not YouTube. Well, when you do that once or twice, you'll finally realize how important a naming convention is. Having this naming convention as part of your file storage and organization process in Canva will help you when you need to find and reuse them. And that is really important because it's not just about saving time in the moment, it's about saving time for yourself in the future too. And there will come a time that you need to go back in there and reuse and repurpose one of those images. And I promise you, if you have these kinds of file names in the first place, you will save time in the long run. And this is where our final element comes into play. Element number 5 is having a marketing image storage system on your computer. Now, this is one that often gets by folks, especially the people who use Canva to do everything. They schedule their marketing content, they do PowerPoint presentations, everything. And I know you can use Canva that way. I don't use it in that way. I strictly use it for creating marketing images and videos. And mostly I do that because when you're doing things like using Canva and scheduling your content from there and not saving any of those images and files to your computer, you feel like at the beginning, you feel like you're saving time because you don't have to do this. But I will tell you right now, that's a feature that will cost you in the long run. I believe everyone should be downloading and saving the images you create in Canva to your computer so that you have them on your computer in your files where they can be pulled up and reused again. They're in your possession because, frankly, they're a marketing asset for you and your business. But if you leave all these image files in Canva and use them from there, you may find one day when you need them, you will have to invest a ton of time to get all those images off of Canva and onto your computer. When you take a few seconds to download those images as you make them and then store them on your computer using and following a system for doing that, you will be making sure that you have got the assets from Canva to your computer, and it will save you time in the long run. And really, when it comes to organizing these images and files, a lot of people will talk about, well, I don't have enough storage space. My Dropbox is only a free account. I don't have that much room on my computer. Here's the thing, you can get, I believe it's 100 gigabytes of space in a Google Drive for about $20 a year. It's a lot cheaper than anything else. And it's a good way to have the space to store these marketing assets that are part of your business. They are things your business owns. So don't leave them on Canva to sit there and become a real time waster if you need them at some point in the future. Download them to your computer as you go and follow along with a naming convention and organization system as well here. And honestly, my organization system for my computer very much mirrors what we do in Canva. So there's typically going to be a social media folder, and in that folder, the year folder, and in that folder, the different types of images that we use. And within each of those folders, that's where the actual images are stored. You want to make sure that you're following a similar kind of organization system here so that you'll always know when and where to grab things, whether it's off of Canva or off your computer. And the idea is here that when you have a name system that I was mentioning into element number 4, you've named those off of Canva. When the time comes to download them and save them to your computer, it will prompt you with the name that it already had on the image in Canva. And so I save them in that way into the proper folder. And when you do this, you're actually making them easier to find in the future because some of those names are keyword rich. So when you want an image to use for something another time, you can just go into your main folder, search for that word, and pull up some of these images that could fit. And here's what I mean by this. Sometimes I need images for my PowerPoint lessons to members in my programs, or maybe I need it for a speaking presentation. Or sometimes when I post my check win posts to members in my private community in the program, I want to add an image to it. Often, I want to have images to use that might convey a message similar to the topic of whether it's the PowerPoint, the speaking presentation, or the inspiring post. So I will go back to my computer, to my desktop, to the social media images folder, and I'll go in there and search for a keyword. And it helps me find the images with words in that title that could potentially match what I'm looking for. And then I can easily insert them into the presentation or use it and upload it to the posts that I'm doing to my members. I'm using it for an entirely different purpose, but it saves me from having to go and create those specific images to use. Why make new ones when the ones you have, already created, already saved, already download, take no time to do? You just go into a folder, look for a word, scroll through the images you see, pick the winner, and upload it to wherever you need it. That is so much better than having to go and create these specific images to use. And the reason why most people cannot find their images to reuse again is because they're not following some sort of organization system, naming convention, and saving those files on your computer with keyword rich names in a purposeful folder that will help you get access to them easy peasy. It takes less than 15 seconds here. That's how much time it takes in the moment to download and save a keyword-rich file from Canva to your computer in a specific folder, following a naming convention that makes it easier for you to find it when you need it again. That is a much better use of your time than having to make all new images to go in your presentation or to use in that post, or to use and reuse images over and over. Make life easier for you now. When you do this in the future, it will be a lot easier too, because you've set up a naming system, a convention for naming the files, and it's not just in Canva, it's on the images you download to your computer too. And best of all, when you follow this process, you now have all those marketing assets in your possession, ready whenever the opportunity arises to use them again. So, as you can see, a lot of the strategy behind these 5 elements are more about reuse and repurposing them than anything else. Because, one, you don't need to be creating a ton of images every time you have a new cycle of marketing content. Not when you have systems and are organized so that you can, one, create exactly what you need. 2, create it in a way that you can reuse it and repurpose it. And 3, you're saving and storing it in a way that you can access and reaccess those images anytime you need to without taking a ton of time. I really hope these lessons and these 5 elements in that plan, that 5-step plan to creating images and saving time creating them, will help you think about different ways that you can be using Canva and organizing and storing your files in there to make sure that you're saving time in the future. Not only getting better organized, saving time in the moment, but really it's about creating a way to save time in the future too. Canva is my go-to tool for creating marketing images. I've been using it since 2018, and it's so much better than the previous systems that were out there. Oh my gosh, those ones were so clunky. And honestly, Canva has grown. It is an awesome system that I believe every business owner doing their own marketing should have an account and use. It makes it so much easier to create those eye-catching marketing images that you'll need, even when you're not a designer. But sometimes the simple things in Canva can confuse people. So if that is you, be sure to add your name to the waitlist for my soon-to-be updated Canva training course and get that bonus offer when it's ready for purchase again. I will link to that waitlist in the show notes, but if you want to get on it now, you can find it at pepperitmarketing.com/Canva waitlist. Those elements in the 5-step plan to save time for creating marketing images, the 5 elements, I'm going to give you a quick recap here. Element number 1, use the templates. They will save you time. Element number 2, know what kind of images you need to create for your marketing. Know how many, what kind. Know the amount you need to create. Don't create any more or less. Element number 3 is having a Canva file and organization system. Element number 4 is having and creating a Canva file naming convention. And then element number 5 is having a marketing image storage system and following a file naming convention as well on your own computer for when you download those images from Canva. And please remember to download those images and save them to your computer. That really is important so that you're not going to have to invest a ton of time at some point in the future when you might need them. So this is Kathy Colaiacovo saying thanks for listening in. And remember, to thrive in practice means having strategies for many aspects of your business, even the simple act of creating your marketing images. The more you can plan to save time now and in the future, the more you will save time. And that leaves you with added time to focus on other areas of your business, areas that help you get more clients and build that long-term thriving practice you're looking to grow. I'll see you next time. You can find all of our show notes and resources mentioned at marketingyourprivatepractice.com. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at pepperitmarketing and say hi. I'd love to hear any feedback you have, and make sure to rate and review the podcast and hit subscribe on your favorite player so you don't miss any future episodes.